So live learning session started, and here we go. So this one we're going to do all on candlesticks and, just a couple pointers other than that. So going into it, let's do it. So yeah, again, this one's going to be on candlesticks. I'm going to show you a couple of things that happened today that we could have played out and that we did play out, and then focus on it from there. I'm going to show you guys the chart and send it again so you guys can see the bullish side, the neutral, the bearish, and what we've been focusing on, the past couple of weeks, past couple of months, and so on and so forth, and what our trades have basically gone off of, is these charts itself. So now that we're into that, basically, candlesticks are just price action. In this example right here, the spinning top, you have sellers that try to bring it lower, showing that lower wick. You have buyers that try to bring it higher, showing that higher wick. You have an open. In this case, this is a green candle. And you have an open at the bottom here and a close at the top. So in this case, this one's a bullish spinning top. And overall, usually it's a bearish setup. Sorry, a bullish setup. What we play a lot, and what you guys have noticed we play a lot, is bullish haramis, tweezer bottoms, these spinning tops, inverted hammers, dragonflies. The hanging man is one of our favorite. Shooting star, greystone, bearish spinning top, and then these two. Oh, sorry, and the morning doji star, and the morning star, and the evening doji star, and the evening star. I know I just named about half of the tickers on here. I mean, half of the candles on here, but those are the ones we focus on a lot. If we really wanted to tone down into what we really love to play, it'll be these two, the bullish harami and tweezer bottom. Same thing for the bearish harami and tweezer top. And then the evening doji star and the evening star, and the morning doji star and the morning star. And again, I'll show you guys examples here. And we will, get into that a little bit more as we go into it. So key example here that we have, right here. And for example, I do want to state, so when I am charting, I'm looking at the 1, I'm looking at the 3, like I literally go like this. I see if there's anything there. I go to the 3, I see if there's anything there. I go to the 5, I see if there's anything there. Go to the 10, do the same thing. I basically just literally go through my charts and look around while, the day starts and everything to see what's moving. Now, let me just start where we actually started the day. And for that, we started with Boeing. We had a short on Boeing right at the open almost. Let's see where this candle is. Okay, so I see it. We have it right here. We got 1. So here it would be like a bearish spinning top, or possibly even an evening doji star. So bearish spinning top, look at this. Let me go in a little further here. You can see that we have that upper and lower wick, and then we have that candle in the middle. Literally same price action as this. Could also be, an evening doji star possibly, which is down here, except this one's more of a doji, is usually when you see in evening or morning doji star. And dojis kind of have this, or they kind of have a little color in between them, a little price action in between them, kind of like spinning tops, but usually not as much. Now we got short on that candle. Let me see if I can find a better situation here. And here's where you could say, so on the 5-minute we had that evening doji star or spinning top candle that was bearish. Now on the 15-minute, when it started to give a little more time, you could see we had that evening doji star actually, play out. So it was a true evening doji star. We had this for a short. We played it down. We got about 20%. The contracts really didn't move that much on the $2 to $3 move to the downside. So we took our profit and we left. And here was that Friday trade, by the way, we had, where we also went short on this name. And you can see on a 15-minute here, we have almost like a tweezer top or a bearish harami here at the top. As you can see, that candle's halfway across there. Let's see on smaller time frames. 1 second. Let's go to the 16th again. You can see we have that spinning top here on Friday. And remember, we got this for a short. We actually got stopped out on this before this run. I know some traders held this, some traders in the room held this for over 200% profit. And you could see it literally just went straight down. We had 182.5 puts. And I'm going to show you why I also, pick those kind of strikes and pick those kind of price targets too. So we had this 182.5 puts and we went all the way down to 181.30. Quickly while we're going over these candles, showing you why I get these price targets and everything is another key on showing where we could take profits and where I am looking to take profits. So once we get these confirmations on these candles that we are going short or we are going long, that is all based, for me, that is all based on the wick. I want to see, in this case, we actually got short here. This is where we got stopped out. So I remember on the 1 minute, there's also a toppy candle there. So for example, you look for a candle confirmation close under the wick if it's a short, or over the wick if it's bullish. It seems like in this case, I kind of fumbled that bag on Friday with this one. I will show you a much better example on ES today, or SPY, for example. And then you look for, so what you want to start to do after that is look on a couple different time frames and look for where there was candle openings and closings and support and resistances under it. So I love to play large moves. In this case, we had a move from 182.50, let's say, all the way up to 186.60 in like 15 minutes here. So that's a $4.10 move. Market overall was kind of weak on Friday, even a start. So I was kind of thinking this would come down. Anything that was running up that day was starting to fall down. And you could see we started to stop here a little bit where these two candles meet. We started to stop here where these candles meet. And at that point, I was looking for it to fully, go green to red. And that's where we had this 182.5 price target and 182.5 puts. You guys see we did break that. I want to give better examples. So let's go over ES today, and that's going to be a good thing to go over because there was a beautiful trade off that today for a short that I sadly did not take. So again, evening doji star here. And in this case, you may see candles like this that are green. Also in this case, we had resistance around this area. I've had this trend line here for a while now, and we did close above, but you can see we got a little bit weaker. So entry would have been under candle confirmation close under this. I usually like to look for at least a 3 or 5 minute time frame to confirm that it closed under that wick to go short. And we got a 3 minute, we got a 5 minute, and you can see from there we continue to go down here. So again, evening doji star here. You got the big green, you have a doji, and then you have the downside. And this is a perfect example of that. So from here we have 38.80, and as you guys saw at the end of the day, we went all the way down to what, 38.27. And the only time it really chopped was after this. So even if, let's just say you sold at here, you got 20 points in a matter of just about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So you're making a good, chunk of change on that, on those puts there. So let's kind of let's dive into some of these trades here. Hold on. But the ones that I usually talk about are, again, I'm going to post this, in the chat too, so you guys can see the spinning tops, the hammers, basically this whole entire list right here. Same thing up here. These two right here, the bullish harami, the tweezer bottom, and then the morning doji star and the morning star, and the evening doji star and the evening star. And again, bearish harami and tweezer top here. Again, these two and these two are my favorites. So these four, both bullish and bearish, are my favorites, and those are the ones that we usually play all the time. And we've been starting to play a lot of these hanging mans that have really worked out. So kind of in this case, this is a hanging man that, just turned into Evening Duty Stars that just played out perfectly. And the hanging mans have been absolutely spectacular recently. Well, I'm going to try to show you guys some more of these just to show you some quick examples here. Just give me a second. Again, here's another example. And then you follow it up with a hanging man and just continue to drop. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, okay. Here's a perfect example of inverted hammer. So inverted hammer, or possibly even again, I like to consider them both. But here's that inverted hammer, except this one was like a doji type, or you couldn't consider it a morning doji star. And you can see it just ripped up from there. So from down here at 38.56, got all the way up into 38.95, and this is Friday's close. I remember that we played at the end. I know Sendo had a couple of nice plays on that one. Again, once you start to see like two candles together kind of forming, and they're both dojis, you want to see obviously confirmation over those candles because it could be a bear flag in this case. But we have some strength here, and we continue to go up from there. So that could have been another play that you could play to the upside. I really just want to dial in. And again, every trade I take, I always explain why I'm entering, and I send the chart because I want you guys to be able to notice these patterns, notice these candles, and use them to your advantage. They really have changed my trading forever. I know a lot of people actually who don't even talk in the chat, but just DM me and, say like, for example, SE is, forming an inverted hammer, and then they take the trade, and then they absolutely, make money on it. I love to see that. I just want to see you guys succeed. I want to see you guys learn. The people that do DM me, the people that do message me and everything, I really do appreciate that because this community isn't for just trades. I really want to see, everyone learn, everyone engage, everyone work together. That's the biggest key. I want to see us work together because if we have more eyes focusing on, let's just say these candles alone, we could be finding trades that could be, real winners, left and right. Things that I miss, things that I don't enter on, they could be real winners. And just being able to have more eyes and a team that works together is going to propel our trading, in general. Not even just, I don't want one person's eyes on it. I know people that actually just in the chat, they just send out, look at this for, 5-minute inverted hammer. Look at this for an even doji star. And, that's what I want to see. I want to see us working together. I want to see us learning. I want to see us growing. And if you don't put the time in, truly, you're not going to get it better at whatever it is. It doesn't have to be trading. If you're a football player, if you don't put the time in, you're not going to get better. You're not going to, see the plays as they play out on the field. Everything needs hard work. Everything needs dedication, and everything needs, your full time and attention. Of course, for many, it's hard, but there is always an opportunity. There is always time to look at things. Even if you can't do it in the trading day, look in after hours, like right now. You have the ability to go back, and you also, if you have Trading View or Thinkorswim, I believe also, you have the ability to replay the day and just watch how things fold out and see what would have happened, and see if you would have got it right. Let's just say you're looking at trades and see if you would have got it right. So use these tools to your advantage. And again, use this chart to your advantage. One second. Sorry about that. Use this chart to your advantage. This seriously, this has changed my life. As easy as as simple as this looks, and as crazy as it seems, that if you literally just took off all these indicators and stuff and just focus on this, it really made my trading better. At one point, I had like 10 or 12 indicators on my chart. For a full year, I did not trade with anything after that. And that's when I started to really grow as a trader. Just literally looking at price action, literally looking at candles, literally looking and starting to see patterns form day after day and hour after hour. And that's what grew my trading to the next level. Again, I am not the best. my goal is not to be the best. I just want to be successful. I just want to grow. I just want to help others. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a financial advisor. After I really got into the stock market, my whole point was really just trying to help people. It's who I always been. I mean, I didn't really come up with much. And it's not about that, but I'm just saying I want to see you guys succeed. Um, let's just work together and learn. Let's work together, find ideas, and share them. That's the whole goal of this. So, these candles are going to be a big part of my trading and hopefully a big part of your trading going forward. And there's so many more opportunities that we could look at. And Tesla's a great example here of today, where we had, this is a gravestone doji. Sorry, dragonfly doji. Gravestone is the other side. I know that. Dragonfly doji here that reversed, and this was a strong move. So 148 all the way to 154. So if you had that in just a few minutes there, that would have been amazing. And again, you start to see weakness up here to the 10, and there's their evening doji star. And here's your hanging man, by the way, at 950. So you have a hanging man right here, which is weak, and you see it dip all the way down. So 146 from 154. Okay. Again, hanging man, red candle here. Sometimes it could be green. You just need to wait for confirmation. Hanging man there. And you see it right here. And then it just dips down. You have a little bear flag right here. And then it dips down. And then you have an evening doji star right here. And you can see, again, right after that, 153 to the next, when it starts to bounce again, all the way to 149. 149. So you got a 4-point move there. You have like a 6 or 7-point move here. And then on that 1 hour, you have a 6-point move to 7-point move there. So on Tesla alone today, you could have had 3 trades, and that could have been your day. Even if you took one of those trades, that could have been your day. This is why candles are important. You could literally trade something 15 to 30 minutes into the market, possibly hold it all day. That's what we've seen the past couple of days, and kind of bank out really good there. But you could trade one thing and just, make good money on it. The thing with these candles is you're usually looking at larger plays with them. And that's also what we want to do. You could have 10% trades, which is amazing. But if you're able to have 3 contracts, trim 1 or 2, and then continue to raise the stops, that's going to, propel your account going forward. I'm not saying don't look for 100%, don't look for 200%, don't look for 500%, but having the ability to trim and set stops and raise like we normally do is the key to growing your account and the key to success. Again, consistent sizing, I'm going off a little bit here with the candles, but I just wanted to all, kind of chime in. Consistent sizing is key in this market. The whole goal of trading is truly preservation. If you're not able to preserve, you're not able to trade going forward. And you're not trading to have fun. Yes, let me take that back a little bit. You're trading to make a living. I have fun trading. I love trading. It has changed my life forever, seriously. But many trade and then they revenge trade and they trade to just even trade. If they're up 5,000, they'll trade to, have another trade on their board because they think they need to. That's not the goal. If you have 5,000 profit for the day, take it and run. If there's nothing left, if it's choppy, kind of like today until the end, that's it. Take it and run. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to bombard you guys with 30, 40-minute videos. I want to keep it short, make it bearable. These candles really can make a difference in your trading. If you guys have any questions, post them in the chat really quickly, and I'll be able to answer. I'll do 3 or 4 questions. And then basically from there, I will have it, I'll have it uploaded in the next 10 minutes here, and I'll post that in the education section as well. But basically, be smart and consistent sizing. Learn these candles. If you guys are able to help me and we start to see patterns together and see candles together, that's just going to be a big help to all of us making better trades. And again, this strategy may not work for you. That's another thing I want to, call out there. It may not work for you, but it has worked for me. It's worked for many others. At least give it a try. And that's really all I could say. I again, whether you believe me or not, I really want to see you guys succeed. Yeah, I want to build a team here, and I want us all to grow. That's basically where I'm at. Yeah. So yeah, I'll send that candle pattern again, and Ash, I'll send that again. Yep. What time frames and how many days of expiry con do you look for? Okay, so for that, so me personally, depending on if we're trading SPY, I usually do same day or next day, and it's just who I've been as a trader. I prefer it. So same day or next day on SPY, and I'm gonna write this down too. Sorry if you hear my keyboard clack. Cons, contracts, if it is stock. Yeah, so if it's a stock like Tesla, I'm usually doing the closest expiration there. And that's basically where I got for that, Amit. So yeah, scanning to trade stock relative to the SPY action. So this brings up another good point. It's something I'll bring up going forward. I won't dive into it too much. I'm just kind of gonna answer questions here at the end. But I'm looking at this throughout the day. I'm looking at big movers and big losers, and I'm trying to play those. And that's I want to play something that's moving. I don't want to play anything that's choppy. So that's where I'm looking at for scanning. It's just a list I literally put together of like 80 names. So I'll look at the most biggest losers. I'll look at the biggest gainers. I'll see what's trending and what's, not, and then go from there. Like I know energy was pretty hot today for solar run up and everything. But I just didn't like the candles at the time. Again, I still do like that XOM while we're on it. So that hourly here was kind of possibly a morning doji star reversal. Daily, it's okay. But the weekly is what I really like, and that's where we have that inverted hammer here, and that's where I think. So again, example, I'm looking for a price target here. Now we could fill into these first, these two bottom wicks here. That puts us at right about 107.30, 107.50. But once we get over that, we're looking at that 108.50, which is the top of this wick. And then that gives us room to fill this candle up at 110.80 to 111. So that's how I'm looking at price targets too. And it's worked so well. This is literally, I'm telling you guys, candlesticks has changed my trading forever. And that's where I'm looking at for price targets on, for example, this, using this as a good example. I look for candles. Say, let's say if I was to go, oops. So let's say we entered over the top wick right here, that 104.80. I'd be looking for this to be a target, 105.30. I'd be looking for this to be a target right here around that 105 where we got the two wicks here. And you can see going across, we have, a wick here. You can see we have wicks going across here and openings and closing. So that 105 to 105.10 would be a target. And then filling that top candle there at 105.30 would be a target. So again, those are how I kind of do my targets too. I guess I kind of answered Goody's question too, or Gutty. Yeah, so do I look at the 5-minute chart for scalp and intraday plays? Yes, I do. So again, what I do with my charting is, let's do ES because it'll probably be a little bit better. But what I do with my charting is once the day opens, I'm looking at 1, 3, 5, like basically everything here. I'm looking at these setups to see if I see anything that I like. And now if I see something on the 1 minute, that doesn't mean I'm going to enter right away. Like again, I see this on the 1 minute, doesn't mean I'm going to enter right away. But it is something to look at, and I'll see if we see weakness on the other time frames, the higher time frames where it's more confirmation. It's much a stronger confirmation of a downside move in this case. So I'll look at these, and again, I'll look at that going forward. But I start with the 1, and then I go into the 3, I go into the 5, I go into the 10. Confirmation wise, I preferably like to see confirmation 5 and 10 minute on the close, even 15. If it does a 5, it's usually good enough. If it does a good, good confirmation, I don't want to see it close right at it. I don't want to see it close just barely above or below that confirmation. I want to see it close with a couple, definitely more than a couple of cents there, and with strength to prove that, this is going higher or lower depending on which way I'm looking at it. But other than that, I'll take one more question, and then I'll basically shut it off here. Again, I don't want to make 2-hour videos for you guys. No one wants to watch that. Trust me, I don't want to watch that. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. If not, we'll end it here, and then we'll figure out a new topic going into. I might be able to actually host one tomorrow. I might make this a double week. So I'll do 2 videos this week possibly. But if not, we'll focus on it next week. And again, don't be afraid to ask questions intraday. And not even just me, other people in here are smart. Other people in here have been trading for a while, and they're able to answer too. Don't be afraid to talk. Don't be afraid to converse. We want to see you guys in the chat. I don't know if, depends on your free time and stuff, but we want to see you in the chat. We don't want to see you just taking alerts. Again, that's not the whole goal of this room. We want to see you succeed and learn. But other than that, I'm going to end it here. I think it was like 20, 25 minutes. So that's a little bit bearable. Other than that, have a great day, guys. Have a great night. And we'll go into it tomorrow. I'm going to post that link to the recording in 5 to 10 minutes once it's set up. And then I'll post that chart right now. So have a good one, guys.